All right, welcome back to the Jones Bureau. Again, we have the guest, Logan Rowe, and his brother, Mark Rowe. The dynamic duo. The dynamic duo is here. So, Logan.
Good to be back.
You don't sound good to me. Sounds like you got a full house over there, Logan. It sounds like a circus. What's going on, man? You want to tell us about it?
To do the bureau, I'm like, I got a full house here. I don't know, but I guess I can do it. They keep begging me. I'm like, geez, I'll clear my schedule.
Listen, we know you're busy, and we appreciate the time that you've taken out of your busy schedule to be here with us.
This is groundbreaking stuff we're doing here. I'm just happy to be a part of
it. Exactly. Mark, what's been up, man? You were gone the last podcast me and Jed did with Logan here, but
oh yeah, I had a little holiday I had to take care of. So it was Shimi, which is like spring cleaning for like family tombs and stuff. We go out, we clean, we eat, pray and everything. So I had to do that. I was missing you guys hard. Didn't know, didn't have a filter about all this news coming in about Ukraine and Elon and Amber Heard beating the shit out of Johnny Depp. I didn't know what to do.
Bed.
Pooping in his bed. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yes, that's a thing. That's
what Bird's gonna hurt. Man. Doing her thing.
Amber Turd.
Doing her thing in her natural habitat. Just shitting in beds.
Surprise.
Isn't that wild? Like, how do you think that happened?
But,
I kind of listened to it, a little bit of it, but I still don't. I haven't worked out how that like happens. Like, how do you just like he went home, or he was like they were arguing. This is what I got from it. They were arguing. He went and stayed in his other house because he's fucking rich as fuck. He's got multiple houses. Man. Yeah, he's Johnny fucking Depp. So he went, stayed in his other house, and then he's like, I need to go back and grab like valuable shit. And I guess this is where I'm lost. His friend said, no, you don't want to go there now because it looks like shit. Like, why was his friend there?
I thought it was the
people. I don't know.
Freaked out about it.
Hanging out on his couch being rich. I don't know. You know what bugs me about Johnny Depp? Just the way he talks. Yeah, like he's like, hello, I'm Johnny Depp. She's in my bed, perhaps. He's from like Kentucky. He's like from Kentucky.
I think he's just being very careful on the stand.
No, yeah, that's just how he talks all the time with like lots of wristbands and shit.
Yeah,
Johnny Depp. Got a bit of cockney in his voice for some fucking reason. He's from Kentucky.
But did he? We've all seen like Gilbert Grape, right?
It's like to be hit. Hey, don't talk like you're not from Kentucky, you fucking liar. He's okay. I like Johnny Depp, man. Have you seen those videos of him? It was so sad. He's pretty much an angel. You know those Make-A-Wish places?
Yeah.
A big video I've seen of him doing all these Make-A-Wish things. All these kids are dying and shit, and they want to see him do fucking Jack Sparrow and shit. He's like pretty much an angel, and then they like mash it up with the videos of her being a complete cunt. And they're like, nobody's gonna believe you, you fucking lying pussy. And he's like, I am being a complete angel. Oh, I'm like, damn, she's the worst.
She is the worst.
Yeah, they fucked it up.
She came off pretty bad.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
Well, dude, it's like
nothing comes of this, dude. It's like the whole world's gonna know Amber Heard is a crazy lady, right?
Not like she was running for office. Fucking had a bad break, didn't she? She was doing great till she shit in his bed. I got this dime piece. She's a knockout, let me tell you. Actually, she's got the chops. She shit in somebody's bed.
Yeah, but she was an Aquaman. I bet they'll still have her in the next Aquaman.
You really think so?
I don't know, man. It's a woman's world out there,
Dude, I think she just got dragged so bad.
It was from doing Aquaman. That's why she shit in his bed, man. She was like living in water all the time. You know, that's whenever you just dump and go. And she just thought
getting cut by this fucking big buff ass dude on Aquaman. What was that guy's name?
She was confused. Oh yeah, I think it's pretty crazy, that trial. I don't know what to make of it. I think fuck her, dude. I mean, she lied about makeup, right? Too. She had like this certain foundation, but then like it wasn't even made yet when she said she got it and used it.
Yeah, I mean, what if that's just misspeaking? But I feel like,
well, like one of the things was like they had the deposition and said it was violence. And she said she had a nosebleed or some shit. She was beating his ass, and then she's like, "Good job, Johnny. You fucking broke my nose or something." And he's like, I walked over to the garbage can and I picked the tissue out of it, and I realized it wasn't blood. It was like red nail polish that she had put on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, of course.
And said that he broke her nose or something. I don't know.
Jeez, and they're just beating the shit out of each other constantly. It's like, at what point, like, why are you going back? Like,
right.
you know,
I guess.
I mean, either way, okay, Johnny's probably not hitting her.
Yeah.
Like, nothing shows that he was hitting her, but
it's just that whole relationship.
For sure.
Yeah.
That whole relationship, it's like, what point do you go, like, okay, I'm not going back? Or what point are we okay with Johnny Depp getting one good lick in at her? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, Mark. I don't think we might be able to say that on Twitter since Elon bought that now, but you know, I don't know if YouTube's gonna allow that shit. You know, they took our other stuff down. Oh yeah, if you're wondering, it's been a few episodes since, but our video got taken down with Delane for harassment and bullying, because apparently that's what we did on that episode, which total bullshit.
I guess you can't talk smack on politicians anymore on YouTube.
No, I guess you can't like come close to exposing the truth. They shut that shit down pretty quick. They want people dumbed down, and you know, I think we just got we hit a little too close to home on that one. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
that's my thoughts. You know, the whole.
Hey, we're doing it on Twitter though.
That's right,
Everybody
man.
remember.
Free speech, Elon Musk.
Gentleman's Bureau.
It's ironic because when he bought Twitter, you know, Joe Biden and all of his glory decided to start the Board of Disinformation, a sector in the government, which is, I guess, going to cover disinformation. So I just find that funny that we have. It seems like the government is just covering every aspect of our lives in the sense of, like, let's say, for instance, the ATF, right? Alcohol, tobacco, firearms, right? All that stuff they've tried to ban. They've tried to do all that shit. Our Constitution literally has "shall not be infringed" in there, but yet we still have a bureau of it. You know, we have a department in the government that regulates the shit. It's like, what? And now freedom of speech is for, like, First Amendment, bro. Now we have a division to deal with that. Are you kidding me? At what point do we acknowledge that it's getting a little tyrannical?
I get you. Whew. I don't know. It's been pretty messed up for a long time, but at the same time, it's like everybody's letting it happen. Everybody's going along with it, and you fight back, you're gonna get smacked down. Yeah. They're not gonna let you do this or that. But I think you know, Elon Musk, they're fighting back. They're scratching, like clawing back by making up this bureau, right? Of like to fight disinformation, because Elon Musk is like, okay, I'm gonna buy the public square, and you know what? Everything, you can say anything at the public square. Don't worry about it. Like, we can get back to that now. Free exchange of ideas, and you don't have to worry about, you know, getting yelled at because you tell some trucker, you know, hey, maybe that industry's, you know, going out the window. Or you tell some writer, I think your industry is slowing down because nobody wants to read the same article over and over again. Like, you're not going to have to censor yourself for all that stuff anymore.
What do you mean by that exactly? With the
okay, so it was a two-way street, right? So these blue-collar workers were losing their jobs because they were getting, like, made obsolete by robots, right?
Right.
So all these article writers were telling truckers, like, go back to school, go back to
right, yeah,
all these technical institutes, learn how to be a programmer and all this stuff, right? Because it's a booming industry. They need all they can get. It's a very hard industry too, and your average, Joe Schmo truck driver, like, he's good at that. He's not going to be able to, like, get on his computer. I mean, he barely works his GPS kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, those people are just everywhere. That's just the way life is.
Yeah.
And then we're talking about these writers because they've written all these articles about, like, 10 best moments in Saved by the Bell, or 10 top secret places the world doesn't want you to see. They've written all these terrible articles, and people have seen through the bullshit now. Like, they don't like these things. They've written all of them, basically, right? We don't need these anymore, right?
Like, heavy with ads.
Oh, yeah. Heavy with ads. They've been... people are sick of, like, the biased news that comes out, so they've just been, like, getting rid of their subscriptions to different papers and everything,
CNN
right?
Plus.
Yeah, all that. Oh, that blew up, didn't it? Yeah. So what happens? The truckers turn around. They're like, "Oh my God, I'll get my nephew to tweet this out because he knows how to work that little Twitter thingy." And he got the little iPhone. He's a super genius on that computer. I'll tell you what now.
If you're a trucker, you're a goddamn redneck hillbilly.
Yeah, that's basically what Mark just said. He's like, well, I don't know how to work this phone.
I know more people like that than I know
truck driver, but
than I don't know. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
I know more people like that than I don't know. And they were like, oh, let's get those. Those people wrote about me learning how to be a programmer. I'm going to get them, right? You go and learn how to program. You learn how to be a computer whiz.
Right.
Oh, yeah. The writers didn't like that because they're the favored people, right? Because they propelled Twitter to make as much money as Olive Garden does annually. Woo! I just want everybody to know that.
Is that really a comparison? I feel like that
is a real comparison, bro.
I feel like that's a great. Like, you should not strive to make as much as Olive Garden. Like, maybe, I don't know. It's like, it's nice, but for
Elon Musk bought a company for $44 billion.
Yes,
and it makes as much profit as Olive Garden.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I think I'll probably make some bread, but not that much.
Yeah, they make some bread. Unlimited bread, bro.
Okay, there's an Olive Garden in every city you ever been to in your life. Like, every time. You can't be broke.
Yeah, okay, I guess, but I'm saying, like, Facebook, I don't know. I guess I thought they'd make more money.
Yeah, because every single phone, it comes pre-installed on every Android for the last 12 years.
Yeah, and it's not like you have a shit ton of top social, or a shit ton of, like, top restaurants that you can compare to Olive Garden, you know what I mean?
It's the top 3 social networking probably device on your phone: Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, maybe Instagram.
Exactly. And what are the top restaurants? I don't think Olive Garden's up there. It could be, but
I promise you, Facebook and probably Instagram and Snapchat and shit are probably making, like, way more money than that. They have to be. You know how much money Mark Zuckerberg's probably making? The shareholders and shit make. Probably making so much money, it's ridiculous.
I bet they make crazy amounts of money. But at the same time, alright. I'm seeing, like, numbers like
Bill Gates
200 and
in the world like 15 years ago. Off of being just a tech mogul, bro.
Right.
Owning Microsoft this now 15 years ago, so Bill Gates was the richest man in the world. You remember that when we were kids?
Yeah, I guess that, I wasn't keeping track of who was the richest. I just knew, like, Warren Buffett was up there.
Yeah, so many people have, like, been passing him and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think after a while you kind of hit a peak.
For a while there,
Okay, Olive Garden makes in the billions, it says.
In profit?
Yeah, like tens of billions in profit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, it's probably runs like McDonald's. You could be a franchise owner, and then you pay 10% like profit and so much profit for the first 5 years or something.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. They're projected to have growth of 1.5 billion per year.
Can you imagine that? Could you imagine owning Olive Garden and you're like, yeah, next year we'll make another 1.5 billion. It's like, whoa. And you didn't have to do shit. You just had to
exist,
sign an approval of yeah, go make that. Go put that Olive Garden over in Princeton, Illinois. Sure. Yeah, go put that there.
Oh, being like a franchise.
Go put that over there in Kiwani. Go put it over here.
Approving the paperwork.
All right, we'll get rid of the one over here.
20,000.
Sign a small check.
The partner.
Yeah.
20% of your partner's profits for the first 5 years, and then 5% for
ever. And you gotta think when they build that shit's already paid. It's all, they don't take a loan. They have the money. They pay. They're like, cool, we're building it. There you go.
So, maybe they take a loan.
It wouldn't be a part of their profit. Is what I'm saying.
It's designed. They have contracts for people that they set up to do this for. I'm like, do they have Steak and Shakes where you guys are from?
Steak and Shake?
That's Illinois thing.
Where we're from? Shit. No, Colorado, I don't think we have a Steak and Shake. We have
we got A&W, bro.
Over here. Good Times. Good Times is pretty good.
It doesn't matter.
Good Times.
They were doing pretty bad around here a year or two ago or so, and then prior to even that COVID and shit or whatever. And then they shut down all the side seating, so now it's just a drive-through place. But they had signs at a bunch of places. I guess one was going to close here in town, or another one, and it was $20,000 to be a 50-50 partner with Steak and Shake. So if you had $20 grand, you could literally buy in and be like, I own a piece of this, and then another guy would buy in for 20 grand. He'd own half of it, or if they had 3 people or something, and then you own a third of it. They were trying to keep them afloat like that. And I guess it's working, or it worked for some of them, but that's really cool. A lot of money when you think about damn, I own an entire restaurant where cars are driving through the drive-through 24 fucking hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah, it's an investment though. I mean, it's an investment. I would do it if I had 20 grand sitting around. A few years ago, I would have done it.
How much money do you think they're pumping into one meal? Profit to cost.
Come here.
Bar for closer to 30, 27, 30. I don't know, but it was over that.
No, I'm talking about okay, how much profit is Steak and Shake for what they're putting into their food? How much profit are they getting out for what they're charging and all those?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, enough.
I remember. Okay, so there's these family-owned Mexican restaurants back where we're from. You guys know what I'm talking about? Yeah. They put about 8 cents into a plate, a regular burrito plate, something like that.
Whoa.
So, yeah, 8 to 10 cents worth of material, all that stuff, cooking the food and everything. Yeah,
they're probably buying.
And then you're paying what, $10 to $12, I think, a plate.
Yeah, I mean, low end, you're paying that. Yeah.
Yeah.
At a Mexican restaurant, so think about it. You're getting 5-pound bags of rice and beans, and every plate comes with rice and beans, and then or a taco or something. So a certain amount of meat. I mean, that's obviously where it's the most expensive thing would be. I can't.
Yeah, the carnitas.
But if you're talking about your margins, right? That's what you think of, and the price of meat's up. And I feel like I've noticed restaurants charging a lot more now, even fast food. Don't you feel like you spend a lot of money at fast food restaurants?
Yeah, I used to not really know. I used to not check it out and look at the prices because I was like, oh, whatever. But then as of recent, I'm like, huh, that was expensive. Just
sadly inclined. But I'd say 5 years ago, you could get fast food or something real quick for $7, $8, not $8 or something in your pocket. Now it's $13.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely gone up. And plus, you got to look at taxes too. That's always going up. So you got to kind of check that out. It's ridiculous. It's whatever makes the system work, huh?
For sure. I mean, if we go off of honestly, I have no idea what the price of a burger is right now at McDonald's here, but I think last time I went, it was I got some sort of special burger, right? And it's basically 2 patties, the works, everything, right? At McDonald's.
Works.
With fries and a drink, I think I paid like $10. What do you guys think you paid for like a McDouble or something like that, right?
Oh, McDouble's probably like $3.
Yeah, $2.50.
With the meal or something?
No, just the fucking McDouble.
Close to $3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, McChicken is because I get the hot and spices, bro. That's $1.99, so that's like $2.
Oh, nothing here is that cheap.
It was like
it's a McChicken. That's like the cheapest.
A McDouble, a McChicken,
yeah,
a large drink. I think it was closer to like, and I think a fry was like $11 the other day. A McDouble,
I think
a large fry and a drink. Because the fry was probably like $3 or $4.
I can look it up here.
You would never thought that it would be that much like a few years ago, right? You'd be like, "What? You paid $11 for that? That's like the dollar menu shit, Like, what do you?"
$1, $2, $3, $4, and a drink $5, maybe.
So I want. Okay.
Yeah.
Quick math.
If I want a McDouble here in Japan, well, that's a different one. Sorry, that's like a double thick burger. Oh, okay. Just the burger is like $4. Yeah.
Wow.
More than yeah. I don't know how big.
So it's a little more expensive there, right?
Yeah. Yep. How big it is there, bud.
It's actually I think it's a little smaller. Like whenever I look at it, it seems smaller, but I could just be.
You're talking about the food? I'm talking about the city. I was in Chicago the other day. It was awfully expensive for anything.
You're talking about that. Well, I'm on an island for one, which is different. Yeah. But I guess like the Japanese yen is really comparable to the dollar. Like they're very close.
Yeah, I'm sure it is because the military there, they kind of help the currency. They kind of boost the economy a little bit, I'm sure, with the American dollars.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, with jobs and everything.
Well, I guess what I mean is because we kind of pay to be there. You know what I mean? We pay the government, so in a way, it helps.
Yep, and all that money goes to mainland. We're like the bastard child.
Yeah,
Japan. Sometimes.
Yeah, you're like so easily wiped out by a fucking tidal wave. I saw you on a map the other day, and I was just like, "This place is fucking not somewhere people should live." I was looking at it, I was like, "This little man." I was like, "That doesn't seem so safe." And I looked at that little island. I was like, "That definitely doesn't look fucking safe." I'm like, "Oh shit! 2 bombs and a fucking bad wave. You guys are just gone. You're down by Australia somewhere."
You bastards. You're not wrong.
I'm serious though. I was like, damn, that's really small. But I really thought about it. I'm like, that's not a very big fucking piece of land to be like, I'm going home. Seems like a safe place. Nobody will swoop in from all angles and fucking murder me.
So the whole island is about 1.3 million people.
That's quite a bit, dude. For that.
Yeah. For a land that's like, 20 miles wide and 70 miles long?
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool. So you guys probably have like sacred spots.
Oh, for sure.
Where it's like, I can only imagine that it's packed with tourists.
Oh, especially right now. Oh man, It's Golden Week right now, which is like Japan's like super vacation holiday time.
Oh shit!
So like all the banks are closed, all the government is closed down, and it is like I think schools are closed too, and it's where like everybody goes and just like has their like 1 week vacation in Japan.
Like all the Japanese people?
Yeah.
Wow, that's good. I bet they do call it that too. Super vacation time. Like,
no, they call it Golden Week. I'm sorry.
Oh,
they call
it is.
It sounds like a Japanese game show.
Yeah.
Vacation time.
Yeah. You win holiday.
Oh. The show's still going?
Oh man, that's so funny. What's the craziest? What's the craziest show you've seen on like standard cable? I know they have some crazy Japanese shows.
Ooh, there is some really goofy shit. Right here. There's one where they just trick celebrities into falling into holes and then laugh at them. They dig a hole. They dig a hole and then like fill it with packing peanuts and styrofoam or like mud and shit. And they just trick celebrities to fall into them. That's one of the funniest shows I've ever seen.
Celebrity, like Japanese celebrities?
Yeah, Japanese celebrities. They go like super elaborate, right? So there was one where they had a Japanese guy was in Korea. He was on vacation in Korea, right? He's at a club. They get fake police to arrest him, build a fake cop station, and then take him to the second. Yeah, they take him to the second story in the fake cop station, and then release a button that just releases the floor whenever they're questioning him, they're accusing him of all this illegal shit, and then on TV, and he's like, "I didn't do anything. I don't know what you're talking about." And then they're like, the floor drops out, and he falls into a big pad of like mud and packing peanuts and feathers and shit. And he's like, "Oh no, you guys got me! What? You guys got me!"
Dude, they can like. I feel like
with the way they set up these ruses, because it's like, you're in the middle of the woods in a tree, and then the tree branch breaks, and you fall in a pit. What? They got me! Like all these hitchers and shit.
You know what's funny is like.
So you know the baseball player for the Angels that's from Japan? They call him like the Godzilla of Japan and everything. Okay, so they tricked this other guy into thinking he was like this amazing baseball player by like him throwing fastballs and shit, and like giving him not the actual speed of it. They're like giving him like exaggerated speeds and shit. Super hilarious. They set up a whole conference where he's gonna get signed to like the White Sox or like there's all these news cameras there.
Speed trap so that he thought he was throwing like 110 miles an hour. And he's like, deal, bro.
He thought he was like, he's like, I've never even played baseball before, but they're like convincing him that he may be the world's best baseball player ever. They sent him through a 6-week baseball camp.
6 weeks.
I know.
Playing the long game.
They do these forever. And
the end's always the same. He falls in packing peanuts.
They did. Okay, so check this out. So they have a conference where he's going to sign with like some American baseball team, and they're like, "What are you going to be known as?" And he's like, "I can't be known as like the Godzilla of baseball, so I'll be known as like Mothra of baseball or whatever, right?" And they take him out and they get him like the jersey, and they're like, "Okay, go pose for your picture on this thing, right? Hold your jersey up and your number, and we'll have like this big sign behind you that says like the Mothra of baseball." So he does all that. Well, what do? They pull the platform out in front of him. Bam! Falls into a hole full of packing.
It's like they got one punch.
I was like, this is ridiculous.
Everyone's dreams. Give them hope for weeks, and then they fall in packing peanuts, and everyone knows. There's no mystery. They're like, "Oh, the peanuts, they got me."
And you know what happened after that? They were like, "Oh, by the way, you really suck at baseball, and you're not even good. You're actually worse than average." And he's like, "Oh, I thought that wasn't a joke part. Oh no."
They took 6 weeks of this man's fucking life, and they harass him even more with that. Like, that's the thing. Like, you think like, okay, in America we have like Jeopardy and like games where we can learn. Like, you think it would be reverse. You think we would be doing that dumb shit. You know, the long game, playing the dumb joke game. They'd be learning on Jeopardy, but it's the opposite. They have like these funny, silly, wacky stuff. I mean, what do we have? Do we have anything like that except for like Wipeout? We have Wipeout.
Every punk.
I think they have a Wipeout too. Don't they have a Wipeout too? And it's like way cooler.
They started it, dude. They started Ninja Warrior, man. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have like the whole course there. They still do that every year. I watch it on TV.
Spaghetti.
Yeah. I think some American went there, like some GI went there and won it, and they were like, okay, no more foreigners. So there's like barely any foreigners that do it anymore.
Yeah. So it was like him versus a bunch of 5'2" Asian dudes, just jacked ass arms, and he's like, all these courses are so easy. I'm 6'3", and he could just step up and jump around shit super easy. It was like doing a children's course, and
Yeah.
Yeah. Made them all look bad.
What's the craziest TV show you've watched on TV? Then Japan. I just live in the land of weird, bizarre shit.
What's a cool U.S. show?
I don't know. I mean, Jackass is pretty cool, but
they're coming out with the new Jackass. That's a big deal now, right?
Didn't they? It's already out or no?
It's already out. I guess it's written.
Okay.
Where it's like nudity.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
if you say there is,
amen, brother.
We're gonna have problems. Right?
There wasn't enough. There wasn't enough male nudity there.
I guess. Well, I'm seeing Wild Boys with Steve and that dude. Of course, there was so much gay. It was so gay. Have you ever?
It was great. That's what you're saying.
That's what you're saying. You're saying it's fantastic.
Chris, what's his name?
Pontius.
Pontius, yeah. He said they were talking about him when they were doing Wild Boys, and it was so gay, like the show, that there was these articles that were doing papers on him, and they're like, Chris Pontius and Steve-O, the gayest members of Jackass crew. And it's like Chris isn't really that cute. Steve-O seems like the most likely to do gay shit if you got him drunk. Yeah.
Oh man.
They wrote articles like that? That's crazy.
Yeah, talking about it. They were like, they cried, like, they were all behind him and shit. Like, these guys go. They're so gay.
Yeah.
That's like part of their whole gist, man. They're trying to just fuck with each other on that level. Oh man, you had them write a gay article about me. Oh, you fucker. That's just the whole part of it.
Oh my god.
You know, like.
But have you seen Steve Will Do It?
Yeah.
Steve will do what?
Steve Will Do It. He's like, he blew up on Instagram and shit a long time ago. A couple years ago. He's almost like the new Steve-O.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Huh?
Shout out to Instagram, everybody. Steve Will Do It. Look that shit up.
That's old, bro. Have you ever listened to Steve-O's podcast?
He died.
He died. Oh no.
That's so old.
I watched on Steve-O's podcast. He's like younger. I think he's only 21 or 22. He gives away shitloads of money too, and like buys crazy shit all the time. And he's like, "Well, I want to make $1 billion in the next 3 years or something." So I'm not really too worried about it. He keeps making money because his content's like blows up. It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
And
didn't he? Okay, I know what you're talking about. I've seen some highlights on this dude.
Huh.
Yeah, he's giving out shit tons of money just on the streets of Los Angeles. I was like,
that's probably not.
Where are the taxes coming from?
But this guy, he blew up because the first thing he had like a fifth of Fireball, and he was doing like chugs of it, and he he slammed two fists back to back, and those made him like blow up. You know, like oh shit,
right?
Yeah, doing all these
alcoholism.
Yeah. And now he's got like a crew of like 4 other people that do crazy shit like that with him, stunts and stuff. He's friends with what's that guy's name that owns the UFC?
Dana White.
Dana White, yeah. He gets like flown out by Dana White and goes gambling with him. He won like $1 million with Dana White at a casino. But Dana White wins a shitload of money, and he loses a shitload too. But yeah,
that's fucking cool, man.
Steve will do it. Dana White. Roundhouse kick Steve in the face.
Like they have videos where they're like, "Oh, Steve will do it, $5 or something. Yeah, let's see if we can set this on fire." And he'll jump it on his fucking scooter and down a fifth of Fireball. Steve will do it, and then like $5, and then he does it like this crazy shit, you know?
Yeah,
baller.
Logan, your video's interrupted.
Coming back, bud. Don't worry.
Just for the viewers. Yeah, you know what other show was a little weird was Teen Mom, or like 16 and Pregnant. You know, that was so weird. Why did we, like, looking back now that I'm older, I'm like, I wouldn't watch that now. Like, I might watch like an episode just to see how fucking like,
so you had watched it.
See how helpless these fucking kids are. But like, it's so sad. It's like, oh, why are we celebrating this? It's almost like, it's cool. Like, maybe I'll be on fucking Teen Mom if I, like, people think that. Motherfuckers think that shit.
There was one couple, I know my girl watched that shit. They gave up their kid for adoption on that show, and then they stayed together and had another kid, and they're still together. It's like a big deal.
Mm.
You know what I liked on MTV?
MTV Cribs.
That was cool too, though.
Hit My Ride.
I watched that. Oh, Exhibit? Yeah. He wasn't the best rapper, but he pimped some fucking cars. Putting TVs, yes, PlayStation 2s and shit in the back.
We put your PlayStation inside of a fish tank in your trunk.
Yeah, right. Like,
shit. You remember Jersey Shore?
Oh, no. I never watched it. I couldn't watch it. I couldn't stand that shit.
Yeah, I watched like everything. But they had a show that came out right after that one was kind of wound you down. It was called like Buck Wild or some shit like that.
Yeah.
That one. It was supposed to be like the country equivalent to Jersey Shore. They're probably like, I'm from North Carolina. My name's Gandy. I'll drive a fucking 4-wheel drive 450, fucking whatever. And yeah.
I chew all the time. There's spit cans everywhere. Don't drink anything around me.
One season came out, bro, and this dude was like this little 5'5" short dude, mustache. He's like, I'm Gandy. They call me Gandy Candy. He said, one time I was going out mud with this girl. I got stuck in the mud, man. And we just sat there and made love right there in the mud hole. When I got done, I kicked back 4-wheel drive and I pulled right out there and took her home. Oh my God. Took her home, ain't seen her since. And that's why they call me Gandy Candy. I was like, what? Dude, they do one season of the show. This guy fucking dies in his truck, mud, like out drunk as shit, fucking hot riding in his truck, bro. And that's why they couldn't do it no more.
He died. How? Did he hit a tree?
Bro, if my camera wouldn't turn off my phone right now, I would look up Shane Gandy, bro. And you would watch this video. Natty, come here.
Oh, we can't show a video on the podcast, but everybody will look it up. This sounds ridiculous.
Candy. It's like the best clip of him talking about his truck and shit.
I love it. So, you know what? I'm gonna find it for later. Yeah. Said it's.
You something? Should put his picture in the
Candy.
Yeah, but it's we'll put the pictures.
Crazy dude.
Any other shows that I like right now? Not really, bro. TV. I listen to a lot of talk radio. Lord.
Yeah, I like talk radio nowadays. Like especially, I don't know. I just like to laugh, so I'm listening to like funny shit all the time, comedy stuff.
Sometimes I listen to the stand-ups on like Pandora and shit while driving.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't pulled up Pandora in a long time. I'm a Spotify guy now. My boy Rogan.
Yeah, that too.
Moved over there. Pretty nice. Pretty convenient, man. Pretty convenient.
Is it? I mean,
there was a good episode of Rogan not too long ago. I watched it. Was with Duncan Trussell. I always love it when he's got him on. Duncan Trussell. He's like, he gets like the best of Rogan out of him. It's funny. They get like wacky and goofy, and they were talking about like the metaverse and life and this and that and psychedelics, and it was so good.
Kind of funny to think about because, like, dude, Duncan Trussell and Joe Rogan are like 53, 54 years old.
Yeah.
And they sit in that damn little booth, bro, and roll up 2 joints and shit, and like they're 17, just sitting there fucking talking about bullshit, you know? It's entertaining.
I love it.
Party, in a way.
Awesome. Interesting.
It is. It's kind of like being in on the party.
It is, man. Sure is, you know.
I think that's why they blow up, honestly.
I think so too, because you can like put them up on the flat screen, you know, turn the lights off in the room, put them on the flat screen, smoke a bowl when they smoke a bowl, or crack a can of beer when they crack a can, and you're just right there in the room. You're just listening. You're like Jamie. You don't say shit. You're
the Jamie.
You're recording, you know. Pretend that you're the one recording it.
Your Jamie experience right there.
You know how much money he makes, dude?
Oh my God, I don't know, but I would imagine it's.
I had to look it up a couple of times. It's a lot of money, bro.
It's probably like
He's been doing that show
million.
for years. For years.
$6 million.
Hey, how many times does Joe Rogan have Jamie like look something up? He's like, "Hey Jamie, pull up this
It's not even. It's not
Can you
even.
believe that?
It's not even him anymore. It's his guests now. They've caught on. They're like, "Hey Jamie, look this up." You know, and like.
Yeah, everybody's got it onto it now.
Yeah.
Hey Jamie, pull this up. This is gay sex here.
Don't fucking tell Jamie.
What the fuck?
Don't ever talk to my employees like that. I think
How much does he make, Logan? You never said.
I don't know. I'm using my phone for this camera.
Oh, I thought you said you looked it up.
I looked it up before, yeah. It was in the millions.
Yeah, hey, Mark, aka Jamie, look it up. See how much Jamie makes.
That was like 1.2 million a year or so. They don't know. I don't think they know, but
I'd say it's like 6 million, dude. I don't know. Maybe I'm just spouting out a number. Probably like 2 to 3 million.
Probably.
Yeah.
Whatever, Mark.
Let's make a guess before I tell everybody.
Make a guess.
I said 1.2 million a year.
I'm gonna guess. You know, I'm gonna go with 1.8 million.
Well, that just seems like you kind of fucked me. Is this Price or Right rules? If you go over, you bust. Because the $1 would be there. You know what I mean? You're like, I'm gonna go 0.6 more than him.
No, dude, we're talking about $800,000 difference.
Okay, you $1 me a little bit. You could have said 2 million. You could have said 2 million.
Like, all right. I'm trying to go realistic here. So I'm thinking, how much does Joe make a year off of it, and how much is he giving?
$1 million contract. So maybe Jamie actually makes like $10 million. I'm thinking I went too low.
All right, guess how much Joe makes off of an episode, like one episode.
Oh, one episode.
10 million views a month. Easily.
This is what Google says too. So who knows?
Probably. I would say $750,000. Am I low or high?
I don't. This is okay. Well, maybe this ain't. This is recent. Okay, it says he makes around 100,000 per episode.
Why did I shoot so fucking high on that?
I don't know.
I realized after I had said 1.8 million for like the year that like what that math doesn't make any sense for me to like say he makes fucking $750,000 an episode. So yeah, so with that information, he probably does.
That's really not a fair assumption to say, bro, because you understand that all of his episodes are out all the time. And when I was watching it, they were talking about his views in a month and him getting over 10 million views in a month or something like that, because each video that drops and then it hits like some mil. Yeah. People old videos and shit. And then you get paid 0.001 cents or some shit. So per 1,000 views, you get like $1 or something. What's that?
Man, I just wish that I would have known about like how big podcasts would have blown up. Because I would have done this shit in my teens back when we were just saying the wildest shit, Logan. Remember that shit?
So crazy to me, bro.
You'd be canceled, dude.
That guy who gives away money, like, that's huge. That Mr. Beast dude that now owns his own restaurant franchise.
Yeah, the Beast Burger.
Like, that's what he did, bro. He's like, I started making content when I was like 13.
Yeah.
And then 15. And then, he like, remember those nerds? Well, the O'Donohues? That were just sitting around all day on the computer and shit. And like, he's like, dude, I was like that. And I had all these other kids that were making YouTube videos like I was. And then we all just started talking about how we should make our videos better. And he was like, super young. I think he was like 15 or 16 or something. Anyways, he said, I got an offer for like $500 to sponsor my shit. And he's like, if you make it 1,000 or maybe it's 10,000 or something like that. He's like, if you make it this much, I'll go out and I'll give it away right now on camera. You're like, why would you really gonna do that? And he's like, yeah. And he went and took that $1,000, videotaped it, gave it to a homeless guy, and it blew up. You know, pretty crazy. Like, he said he took all the money that he made from it, his entire teens, whatever, and just kept rolling it right back into the business and buying new shit. Because he's like, I had no responsibilities. I just wanted to make the best shit possible. And
so,
like our age. And he's been rich since he was a teenager.
Yeah.
This is, I don't know how, this is what Google directed me to. So, what was your guess on how much young Jamie makes a year just off of like JRE, getting paid by Joe, doing his job?
I said 1.2 mil.
Well, just by Joe or by like the ad revenues and like
just by Joe. Just by Joe per year.
By Joe per year, probably, because you got to think the episodes, they're still accruing revenue. So I can go back and watch one from years ago.
Each episode makes.
That's what I'm saying. I could go back and watch.
They have a couple different answers here. So
I think if I were to give it a good estimate, I'm still going to stick with the 1.8 million.
Ooh. Okay, so just for like per episode, Jamie, I guess not per episode, but for doing like the sound and everything for JRE, they're saying that he makes around $150,000 a year. This is a little bit older of an article. This is about 2 years old. Talking about this.
I'm gonna slap the table, bro, so hard.
So about
he got a $260 million contract. He's giving this guy fucking crumbs.
But they say, okay, so check this out. So they say that Joe Rogan's like JRE clips and shit like that is owned by young Jamie, supposedly. They're not 100% on that, but they say he makes about $125,000 per month off of those.
Yeah, so that's 1.2
per year, I guess.
He said 100-something thousand, right?
Yeah, so 1.2 a year.
To 300,000, right? 250 to 300,000. What were you saying?
Yeah, so like just for what he does for Joe, just recording stuff, they're saying maybe like $150,000 that he's getting paid from Joe, right? Per year, and then every month about $125,000
from the clips.
From the clips, yeah.
So 125,000 times 12. Okay, that's 1.2.
So like 2-something million.
1.5
yearly.
Baller.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows how accurate that was, but
I bet it's higher now, dude. You know, which means I'm off, which means my numbers are low. So I said 1.8, but it's really like close to 2 million. two
I
plus.
think when you have that much money, though, bro, it's just so different because he has enough to live year to year forever. So that
you don't have to do shit.
Yeah, it's more like when he gets big checks, like, well, I just got a 5-year contract with, like, how many years he got with Spotify? $200 and some million, you know? That's the big payoff. More than
I heard that he gave young Jamie like 10% off the top whenever he first got that contract. But
that's what's so, dude. Think about it. People talk about $250,000, dude. That's $250 million. They have $250 million.
That's nuts.
Okay, they say like 1 million seconds is like something like a week or whatever. 1 billion seconds is like a year or like months.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. I know.
Yeah,
if you think about it, I was just watching there's a quick clip on like Instagram or YouTube or something. And it was of Mr. Beast. Speaking of, and he was doing those little oobies things, those little beads that you put them in the water and it pops up. You know, it like it grows.
That's the one thing I watched of his.
Yeah, that's the only thing That's the only thing I've seen of it is, and he kept dumping them in the pool, and I saw how much was in there, and he's like, "Yeah, it's like 1 million," and I was like, "Holy shit, it's like 1 million," and I got to see how much that was. I was like, "That's a lot, 1 million." So then I was like thinking in my head, like, that's just 1 million, dude. Think of 999 million or a billion. You know, like what? I can't comprehend that, dude. Can't comprehend that. And then I went from that viewpoint and I said, Mr. Musk just bought Twitter for $44 billion, bro. I'm like, what the fuck? But then I go from that viewpoint, and I'm like, Congress is fucking us over for trillions. Like, I can't even comprehend that.
This motherfucker said trillions. Oh my god.
Oh, trillions. They're gonna have to come up with a new number, bagazillions or some shit. The amount of money they're taking from us.
I'm really thinking like this trillion stage. Like we might all just be getting played here. Like we all might be getting scammed.
At what point?
Bro, that's a fucking make-believe number. Nobody's ever had $1 trillion bill, bro. That's fucking make-believe. Nobody is sitting around like Scarface, counting out their millions and like, well, I got $999.99 billion here. Shit. I ran out of numbers. So let's call a scientist. I'm gonna get the mayor. Somebody get a scientist.
Somebody get a scientist.
Mathematicians.
Oh shit!
Wonderful.
Well, you know that what's his Jeff Bezos, right? Old Baldy. He retired, but he was on track, right, to maybe the first man who was a trillionaire. Like he would have $1 trillion to himself.
Yeah.
Isn't that big? I think it was like 18 years, so he was on track to make $1 trillion, or Amazon was going to be $1 trillion company. They were the first $1 trillion company or something like that.
Could you imagine that? Like, just like, what the fuck would you do? Okay, you got $1 trillion at this time, at this point in your life. I'm not even going to say trillion. Why are we talking about that? $1 billion. You got $1 billion right now in your life. What do you do? Go.
Well, I suppose that's exactly what Jeff Bezos did, man. It was like he worked
for a private island.
And now he's just like, I would just have a percentage of the company. Like he sold off where he's like, well, I own 30% or 40% of the super nice company. And then get jacked and sail boats around the Caribbean and fuck models, I guess. Because that's what he's doing, right?
Yeah, I don't think I want to go to space like all these other motherfuckers.
He left his frumpy ass wife. Oh, he's doing that too. And got him like a model bitch and got a 6-pack. And
no, I get what you're saying, Mark. Why would you want to go to space? Like, that's a huge risk. You know, like, what if like you go up to space and then you die? Then it's like, oh, great.
I think these people.
I think I'd hire a dude that just made like
not like even egos, but the way they talk about shit is just like, well, we need to change the entire human race and popularize Mars. Like, they're not even thinking about shit the way we are.
Yeah.
Future generations from now are going to be like this and that. And I suppose maybe they're right. Maybe they think they got like a price, like they have to do that because they have all this money. I don't know.
Ooh, like, I put a bakery in my mansion. That's what I do. I had $1 billion.
Did you see that Elon Musk is verifying every check mark on Twitter now that you're a real person, not a robot?
Right, which will help.
Because Elon Musk talked about like,
will it? How will it? Like,
well, this is how it's going to help. Is if you're a regular person, there's so many bots on Twitter that if you're a regular person and you can be verified, then you'll have the blue check. So that way, these bots that are in, you know, Kagamakistan, they can't, you know, I just made that up, but they can't be verified, you know. So it's like it's a verification way of saying like, hey, these troll farms, you know, why don't you have a verification?
What if I want to be a troll though?
Well, you can be a troll, but they're not gonna believe you.
Like bot farms and like buying up views and shit.
Yeah.
Okay, I can still be a troll. Like I can still stir the pot.
And stuff like
yeah,
that.
you can stir the pot if you want, but but you're still a person, right?
Oh, so they gotta like, I can't go anonymous on it.
Yeah, you'd have to be. It'd be like, yeah, it's you.
No, you're not like a fake program set up by some guy to interact with the Gentleman's Bureau page and listen to their Spotify content 24 times a day and stir up like fake, you know, views for like shit. That's a big thing. I mean, it could be anything. But, you know, and Elon Musk talks about AI and then AI becoming indistinguishable from persons and then being able to not control it. So if you're going to have all this like AI or fake profiles on Twitter and then not verify anybody and not even try it, like, wouldn't that be the first thing you guys would have been trying to do years ago? It was like, make sure people are real people and we know who's fake and what's AI and what's like a program trying to steal your credit card information.
Right.
You know,
He's gonna take it places where it should already be, I think, logically, and that he's capable of doing.
I don't
You know what I would love to see? It's like Elon Musk is like out there. It's his company now, and he just gets to get rid of like minor people. So he scares all the people that are like big mouths about like fuck Elon Musk or something like that, and he's just like nuked off of Twitter. That'd be hilarious. Oh, I didn't like the. I bought that flamethrower, and it kind of scared my kids. He's like, "You're gone."
Shut up, dude.
Great.
They said like Elon Musk bought Peoria for $2 and 2 days worth of Suboxone or some shit like that, like dope and crack. Yeah. He's like, he bought Doritos and he's filling up the whole bag, and he bought McDonald's. He's bringing back snack wraps and shit like that. Like, I've seen a bunch of them.
Do you think? What do you think are the good things that are going to come out of this for you, Lane? What do you think?
Out of Twitter, I think we're gonna have.
Why does anyone give a shit?
First off, I don't have a Twitter because I never really I never bothered to like get one. I guess because I looked at the way the formatting is, and I'm like, I have Snapchat, I have Instagram, I have Facebook. Why do I need Twitter? I don't need it. And then
not very clean.
I think the benefits that I see of it is maybe more users and a more, I guess, this is what I hope, is that people can come together instead of divide, because it's a place for, and I was talking to my buddy about this because he's surprisingly, we got in a pretty heated debate on like free speech, and he was like, "Oh, freedom of speech is dangerous, misinformation, all that shit." I'm like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this way we can expose those people, in a way where like, okay, you have a wacky idea. Cool. I want to get as many of those people out there online so they can expose themselves and we can see who the fucking nutbags are, and we can be like, nope, you're wrong, this is why. And yeah, there are going to be some people that aren't going to be receptive of it, but it's not so much that the people are receptive of it, or it's not so much that the individual who posts the wrong material, misinformation, is receptive of it. It's the people who are viewing, the flies on the wall that are watching the posts. That meme with the people eating the popcorn? It's those people who can learn from, the information being posted. It's like, let's just post everything up. You disseminate, you decide, you choose. We don't need,
You know what the problem is, Lane?
That's my take on it. What's up, Logan?
I feel as though whenever you have to compete on any medium and you get even playing field, or at least even like talking time, they just seem to lose a lot. It's like they banned the president of the United States off Twitter, right?
Oh, I get what you're saying. You're trying to say like,
no, hold on, I'll get to my point.
Oh, okay.
So I was watching Buddy just the other day that I watch all the time, and he was talking about like in the early 2000s. You guys remember Rush Limbaugh? He just died.
Oh yeah.
So AM radio was like
a lot.
Much dead medium, and nobody was using AM radio to talk about anything but like baseball games and Christian radio, stuff like that. And like Rush Limbaugh killed him, dude. He killed it doing late night talk shows about conspiracies, and then he kind of got into like the just. Alex Jones took off in the middle of the night. So he had all these like late night radio shows and shows that took off. And they actually sued him over late night. Like Rush Limbaugh had lawsuits and stuff, and they said that it wasn't an even playing field, and that became like a bubble for far right wing people and conspiracy theorists to take off in. So they had to have even time in the radio. So there was just as many like slots for I guess we consider like left leaning time slots.